With the hiring of Jose Mourinho, we've been linked with so many players, upwards of around 20 players already. And there is a few significant areas we do need to strengthen in the Prem for our chances in the Premier League next season. The first area that Jose Mourinho should, for me, be looking at, and players we've been linked with, is the centre-back position. In the centre-back position, we've had problems over the years. Smalling's definitely coming to his own. Really good player now, Chris Smalling's tailed off a bit towards the end of the season, but still a fantastic season from him. Definitely an improvement, and still only around 25, 26 years of age. Real decent for Manchester United moving forward, but the other position has been a bit iffy. I don't think Daley Blind at the highest level against the top teams is really good enough as a centre-back. Still a good cover as a centre-back. We do need another one. Been linked with Manolas of Roma, a Greek international player. Played 2 seasons for Roma. I don't know too much about him. I haven't seen him play. He's 24 years of age. He's quite tall. He's over 6 foot, 6'1.5" inches. So decent height for you've got to really be a decent 6 foot for a centre half for me. And we do need a partner for Chris Smalling. He's the first name we've been linked with. Well, certainly looks like it could be a done deal in the next few days. It would have to be done in the next few days for me because a lot of these agents and players and that go off to the Euros. He's obviously won't be going off to the Euros, so it could still be done while the Euros are on. We'll have to wait and see. We've been linked with another couple of centre halves as well. John Stones, one that's going to be playing in the Euros for England, so that probably, if it was to happen, he's going to be a lot more pricey, around £45 million. But he's played well tonight for England against Australia for me. One of the best players on the pitch, although Australia didn't offer a lot going forward. But for me, can improve massively if he signs for Jose Mourinho, a manager who he wanted, definitely wanted to play for, and Jose Mourinho wanted him last season at Chelsea. He wanted to move. Everton say they won't stand in his way now, and he will move. 45 million still seems pricey. He's only 22, just turning 22, I think tomorrow. So got a lot ahead of him. Ball playing centre back. I've seen a lot of him play this season. He hasn't been great all the time, but I think a lot of that down to Roberto Martinez can't organise that defence at Everton, and definitely costing him his job. Really poor at the back they were, Everton, this season. I think he's been criticised a bit too much for me, John Stones. A player that I would like to see. Maybe Manolas is a bit of a risky signing. I don't know. Hasn't played in the Premier League before, so I would say John Stones, as he's Premier League proven, although he didn't have the best season, I would personally go for him out of the two. Rafael Varane is the other one from Real Madrid. Mourinho definitely likes Varane. He's been linked with Manchester United for a lot of time. A very young defender for Manchester United. A player I would like to see come to Manchester United. He's currently out injured for the Euros, which is a real shame for him. He's got a hamstring injury, so will not feature in that tournament. So potentially, if Manchester United are to sign him, could potentially happen anytime soon. A lot of these signings won't happen because of the Euros till afterwards, because the players will fly off to France, play for their countries, and they could agree a deal, but they won't come back for their medical and stuff till after the Euros. But a player that could happen, one of them 3 players, I would expect. I would still go for probably John Stones. For me, still only just turned 22, so got a whole future ahead of him. And it could be real key for Manchester United with the fact that we could have 3 English players then playing in that back 4 with Shaw, Smalling and Stones. That would be 3 out of the back 4, which would be key for Manchester United and for England going forward. The next position we really need to strengthen is the striker position. That is the second, well, them 2 positions for me are the real key areas to strengthen. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the main one for Manchester United at the moment. Looks like it will be a done deal. I believe it will happen. If it doesn't happen in the next week or so, it will have to probably happen after the Euros, as Zlatan Ibrahimovic will be going off to the Euros to play for Sweden. Scored bags of goals wherever he's gone. I wasn't keen on this sign happening before, about 3 or 4 months ago, but I've kind of changed my mind. I was lingering towards Manchester United possibly signing Romelu Lukaku. I thought he was a gettable buy, only 23 years of age, I think, Lukaku. but he has gone off the boil a little bit for Everton. Maybe that's due to Martinez probably losing the dressing room. Admittedly, still scored 25 goals, so I wouldn't have been upset if we'd still got Lukaku. But the fact that Marcus Rashford has come through and showed so promise so early on in his career, if he can continue that, then I would go for an older, more experienced striker now to help him along the way. Zlatan won't probably play a huge amount of games for Manchester United because it is a real physical and demanding league, the Premier League. Not as nowhere near as hard in France. They're winning 5-6-0 every week, so he's not really having to put himself out as much as he will do in the Premier League. Every single game is going to be a battle in the Premier League. So I'm not too sure at 35 he's going to be able to cut it every single week, especially with the two cup competitions in England and the Europa League. But that's where Marcus Rashford comes in. You know, if you brought Romelu Lukaku in, he would play every week, and would it help? I know Rashford's only 18, but would he get the game time then? Romelu Lukaku would probably play upwards of 50 to 60 games for Manchester United if we signed him, or if we signed a shock signing like Harry Kane. Them two would play every single game. And would it help Marcus Rashford? I don't think it would, to be honest. But Zlatan won't play every game, so them two could work well together. He could certainly show him a thing or two, Zlatan, because he has been one of the best strikers around for quite a long while. Now, the right side of midfield, the wing area, has been a problem for Manchester United. A lot of people say that maybe Memphis Depay could play out on the right wing next season for Manchester United, which is an option we could see. Another player I would like to see come to Manchester United, I'm not too sure if it's going to happen, is Antoine Griezmann. Was linked with Manchester United a bit before Jose Mourinho took over. A player I would definitely like to see, would be a fantastic signing for Manchester United. Scored upwards of more than 25 goals this season. I think almost about 30 goals for Atletico Madrid, in a team that are known for their solid defensive work. He's the main man up front. So if he comes to Manchester United and we're a lot more attacking, he could score more goals, could play on the right for me, could play anywhere across the front three. Depending on what formation Mourinho would play. Definitely a player I would like to see come to Manchester United. I've said it in previous videos, if we could sign him, he would definitely be a great signing. Could play striker position or out on either side out wide, so would be a fantastic signing for me. Possibly we still need another midfielder as well. Renato Sanchez didn't happen, which I thought it probably would happen. We were sluggish on the deal, and he obviously went to Bayern Munich. It was a shame that he chose to go to Bayern Munich before Jose Mourinho was announced, because we might have got him if that hadn't been the case. With Mendes being Mourinho's agent and whatnot, and the pull of coming to play for Mourinho would have probably been great. But with Wayne Rooney operating in the midfield role now, I think centre-back, striker and right side wing would be the three areas that would be the most important for Manchester United to sign. Obviously, it's going to determine whether Michael Carrick signs a new one-year contract as well, and whether Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger can show any form next season. I think Schneiderlin will show a lot more form, and whether Fosu Mensah also can come into the midfield as well. Schweinsteiger is a big problem as well with his injury problems, and Michael Carrick have had their injury problems. But we have got options there. We've also got Ander Herrera who can play in midfield as well. So we're not that light in midfield. But they're the three main areas I think that Manchester United need to strengthen. And there's some of the players that we've been linked with that could come to Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts on it. I'm sure we'll be linked with a whole host of other players coming around in the next few weeks. Hopefully there will be some announcements. I think Manolas or Zlatan could be the first of the two signings for Manchester United, if any are announced before the Euros. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.